Hello Scorpio, welcome to your end of February 2023 tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that Hierophant card. Wonderful card, terrific energy. Let's put that into some context and see what kind of a meaning it is going to take on for us. This is kind of a transition. We're trying to see what the energy is going to look like as we transition from February to March. Okay, so it's the end of February, beginning of March, just to see what kind of a transition is taking place, right? Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Ancient Italian Tarot deck. It is pre-shuffled. We're going to select a card randomly, and we're going to put it right over here. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so you have to stick around, okay? And we're going to see how that might tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end of things, all right? Now, let's look at some of these cards. We've got a lot of major arcana going on. Good major arcana, some fire, some water. Good major arcana, some water. Okay, what's missing here? Well, we don't have a heck of a lot of earth. We don't have a heck of a lot of air, right? We've got some earth and some air in these major arcana, and that I think is kind of saving the balance of things. Otherwise, I'd say we're kind of lacking some of the more practical and planning aspects of our life right now, right? A lot of fire. A lot of water, really an abundance of water, I would say. So that tells me that it's a very emotional time in your life right now. I think that the transitions that we're going through are really kind of deep-seated issues that are going on. I think there is a lot of transformation at this time in your life. I think that you're kind of going toward a new era for you. It's like you're making a breakthrough, but it's kind of a slow breakthrough, right? It's not like a tower energy. It's not just an explosion onto the other side. It is kind of a gradual transition into this new phase of your life, okay? Something that you're kind of just leaning into, okay? But let's look first at this Hierophant card. You are, I think, a mentor, a guide, a leader for many people. I think that you are maybe you're literally a teacher or a guide somewhere. Because I'm getting this feeling like you have a lot of talents, a lot of skills, and you're trying to teach other people those things, right? It's almost like maybe you're a counselor or something. Maybe you work in some kind of a career field that is not like health or wellness related, not medical exactly, because it's not as sciencey as that, right? It's not as technical. I think more like counseling, psychology, some kind of health or wellness, but not in a very formal, stuffy kind of like, medical field. Does that make sense? I'm not bagging on the medical field. I love the medical field. I was an EMT for some time. I love the medical sciences in general. But this to me feels a little bit more holistic because of all this water. It feels like it's more about people's emotions and feelings and helping people through trauma, maybe like a grief counselor or something along those lines, okay? I think you're in some ways teaching people how to deal with their emotions, teaching people how to overcome their own trauma, to deal with, to process, to integrate these emotional experiences, these traumatic events that they've had in their lives, okay? And I thank you for that. That is very, very important work, okay? And I really do feel like we need more people like that who have that kind of love and compassion for other people, right? But I think in some way, now maybe I'm missing the mark a little bit, but you do have this aura about you of teaching people or guiding other people through this water, okay? It could even be through like guided meditations, or you're doing some kind of spiritual guidance, spiritual teaching of some kind, okay? I think that's basically where you're at, or that's kind of, maybe that's something that you're looking to begin. But I feel that really strongly about you right now at this moment. Okay, so I don't know if it's something in the past that you've always done, or if this is where we're seeing the movement. We're seeing a shift into that kind of work. Okay, and it's not necessarily work that you do for money. Again, we don't see a lot of air or earth energy here. So I don't think this is really talking about what you are doing for money. Right? There may be money involved. There may be physical rewards involved, like establishing a physical business, or receiving revenue from this kind of work, something like that. But that's not the focus at all. Okay. It's more about like grounding people, teaching people how to ground themselves, how to really process this energy. And the process of grounding is to complete the circuit. Right, from heaven to earth, completing that kind of circuit and really manifesting and channeling and dissipating a lot of this anxious, nervous energy, this fiery energy, perhaps this traumatic energy, and letting it kind of, not do as much damage to us by allowing it to dissipate into the ground, into the physical world, right? So I think that's kind of like the work that you're involved in, or that might be the shift, the transition that we're looking forward into. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about the recent past before we get too far into the future. This is the Seven of Wands. I think that you've had your own fair share of painful experiences or trauma. Okay. And I know this is a very triggering subject. It's a very sensitive subject, so I don't want to get into too many details or anything. But I feel as if your own experiences, your own trauma, probably something specifically that you could probably just say right now, that you already know what this kind of is. I feel like this is a period of time in your life. I don't feel like it was one event. It could be childhood, young adulthood. It could be an extended illness or an injury, or some other kind of trauma in your life that is I think more than just one day, one event. Right? It feels like it's kind of a longer section of time. All right. I feel like this is your motivation for the work that you're doing now, for the kind of thing that you are. I feel like you're transitioning into this. Right? With this Hierophant card, I feel like this kind of spiritual guidance or this grief counseling, that sort of thing, is really because of what you've been through in your own life, specifically this period of time. Which, again, this period of time could have something to do with water. Okay, I'm getting a feeling in your past of kind of a large body of water. I don't know if I don't think it's the ocean. It feels more like a lake to me. It's like it's a larger body of water, but it's contained, on all sides, like a lake. So I don't know if there was something going on with that, or with a body of water related to this period of time in your life. But I think that this is the basis for the work that you're doing now, for this work that you're transitioning into. Okay. Now, the next card, we might as well continue with that kind of energy, because down at the bottom we see the Seven of Cups. And this really is your processing of your own trauma, right? So I think by doing this work that you're doing, whatever it is that you're either currently doing or you're transitioning into, this counseling, this spiritual guidance, whatever this is, however we want to describe it, okay? I think you're doing it, yes, to help other people for sure. Yes, definitely, 100%. But at the same time, it's also allowing you to heal. It's also allowing you to see where your trauma lies, where your scars are, right? With the Seven of Cups. You're learning a lot about yourself, your own tendencies, the way that you are still experiencing this trauma, the way that it is playing out in your life currently. Through this work that you're doing, this really compassionate work. It really is, you really care about other people, and you want them to overcome their challenges, to heal, to make progress with these things themselves. And so you really want to teach people how to do that. or in some way be an example or a guide, or contribute to their own ability to do this. Okay? And by doing that kind of work, you're also learning a lot about yourself. You're finding out where your trauma lies, how it plays out in your life currently, where your scars are. Okay? And I know this is a very sensitive subject, and I don't mean to, to trigger anyone or to evoke these kinds of things. So if this reading isn't for you, I apologize. If this reading is for you, I still apologize, because this is very sensitive. But I think great things are happening, right? I think this is a really important time, and this is a happy reading. This is a positive reading, right? Looking into the immediate future, Three of Cups. This is really like you pouring out this kind of love and compassion and support and guidance and strength, really loving other people. I think that's an important factor of why you're doing this, because you do. You love other people. You want other people to learn these skills, to have this ability to heal themselves, right? To integrate their issues, their traumas, their pain, their scars, to really love themselves, right? And at the same time, like I said, you're learning where your issues are. You're learning how to love yourself too. And in the immediate future, it's really all love and abundance. This is a real celebration, not celebrating an accomplishment, but this is just like being with people who all have this kind of love energy. And when all of this love gets together, it just creates such a inviting environment, such an intense, loving, and warm vibe, Like the environment is just one of people walk into the room and they instantly feel better. Just being around you, around this group of people, around this environment where this work is taking place, right? Just being there, just knowing that it's there even, brings about such good feelings for people, right? Just to be connected with this work that you're doing seems like it's of such benefit to a lot of people. Okay, I think you're helping a lot of people, right? Now, we didn't talk yet about this Eon card, this Judgment, this Rebirth, Reawakening, Baptism by Fire. This is kind of the doorway. This is like the door that's right in the center of everything. So this card's indicating the transition that we're making, right? Because I think we're slowly leaning into this future with the Three of Cups and everything that we're going to see on the path of the Serpent. So this is really the transitional card. This is kind of, this is the door that we're going through. And it's a fiery door. It's going to be intense, maybe a little painful. It's going to get heated. It's not going to be the easiest. It's a baptism by fire, right? It's like you have to go through this fire to then get to all this beautiful water that we have, And this is that process of dealing with your own issues, your own trauma, finding out where your issues lie, where they are playing out in your life currently, where your scars are, right? So it's this Seven of Cups kind of thing that's creating this this rather difficult transition, but it's like a necessary difficulty. It's like you're kind of molting, you're dealing with these issues so that you can shed that skin and you can emerge on the other side of this doorway with all of this watery energy in this new phase, this new era, this new work, this new time in your life. Okay. Up above everything is this Mercury card. This is your will, this is your plan, this is your kind of your direction, this is your divine inspiration, this is your magic, this is you really seeing how what you set your mind to is manifesting. And the trickster part of Mercury, this is the kind of the way that these cards are showing you what kind of a beautiful future is possible. Showing you what you're transitioning into. But the kind of irony is that you've got to go through this painful process first. That you have to go through the fiery doorway. So it's like Mercury kind of gets the last laugh, Because yeah, you're going to achieve your goals. You're going to manifest this plan, this magic that you're working, these miracles that you're working out in the world, right? And I really believe that. I really believe that you're doing that. It's going to be a painful process for you. You know, you're going to have to go through the same kind of, you know, development or birth pains, or, you know, the integration of some of these issues as you'd make this transition. Okay. But I really feel like you're working your magic. I feel like you have this inspired will, and you are able to create that in the external world, right? You're able to communicate your ideas, plan everything. This is not just about having the desire to go and help people. This is really something that you've organized, something that you're communicating, something that you're really putting into action. It's a plan that's manifesting, okay? Moving over to the path of the serpent, first card is this Eight of Cups. This is, you know, some natural fluctuation in your mood, okay? Some days, really good. Some days, not so good. Glass half full, glass half empty. I think this is really showing the kind of ups and downs that we're going through. As we go through this doorway, as we lean into this new era of your life, there are going to be good days and bad days. Some days you're going to be very optimistic, very hopeful. Some days are going to feel really good. Other days, not so much, you know. And that's par for the course because of what we're doing in this transition with this Seven of Cups, you know, with what happened with the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Cups, this transition that we're making. It's causing a lot of changes in you, like we've been talking about. That's going to be, some days are really positive and hopeful. Other days, you're going to be a little down in the dumps. That's normal for this kind of thing, I think. What the cards are telling me. Okay. You have an environment that is intensely supportive. This is both the your home environment, the people around you, your loved ones. This is also the environment that you're creating, right? So it's like you're creating this group, this firm, this service for people, whatever it is really that we're doing, right? Whatever work we're transitioning into. You're creating an environment of love and support and healing and health and togetherness that is going to help you as much as it's meant to help all of the other individuals involved, right? This is the Queen of Cups. This is that watery healing and support and nurturing and care and compassion, internally and externally. You're giving it out to others. You're getting it right back from others. You're creating this system, this group, whatever this is, that's benefiting you in the same way that it's meant to benefit other people, with this water energy, this healing water energy. The water really is a healing water, right? I mean, when you're sick, what do? You drink water. When you're injured, what do? Tell you to drink water. Water is the magical, like, elixir of life, right? The aqua vitae, which is what this means. So anyway, this is your environment, and this is your greatest asset as well. This love and care, this healing energy that you're pouring out in almost this selfless way. But you're going to get it right back, and you're going to heal too. See, we said that at the beginning, where it's a process by which you are able to heal yourself. At the same time, you're working on this project, this work, whatever this is, to help others too, you know? The next card is some of that air energy that we were talking about. This is the Jupiter energy, the Wheel of Fortune. This is basically saying that this whole thing is going to be a tremendous success. Pretty simple. It's in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns. And that is just like your fear of failing, your fear of maybe not understanding your kind of divine message, your purpose, your kind of Mercury energy, right? That inspiration, this kind of magical plan that you have. Maybe you didn't understand it right. Maybe this is not going to work out. Maybe it's going to fail. It's that kind of a fear and concern, right? Fear of it not working out. I think primarily this is you feeling like you didn't quite understand the message about what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to do it. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying, look, you've got it. You're on track. This wheel is turning exactly how it should. Things are going to work out perfectly. You got to give it time. You got to ride the ups and downs. Sometimes you're going to be on top. Sometimes you're going to be on the bottom. We started to talk about that here. But things are going exactly how they should. Have faith, have hope, trust in yourself, trust in the environment, trust in the universe, trust in your own higher power, whatever you believe in, whatever name by which you call that. Trust in that. And the final card is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man sometimes is a very negative card. This sometimes says you're going to suffer, things are going to be bad. You know, I think a lot of readers look at this as a negative card, the Hanged Man. This is a tremendously positive card, depending on how we look at it. This is one, you immersing yourself in this situation. Give it all of your love, right? Really immerse yourself in this work, this environment, this situation, this transition that you're doing. This is like not just leaning into it, this is taking a full dive down into it, okay? This is also saying that it's going to be a deep dive into your own emotional states, into your own trauma, but it is a healing water. We had the baptism by fire over here, right? Which is you confronting your trauma and seeing how it plays out, seeing where it lies. It's like the harsh part of it. This is the healing part of that, okay? First you burn, then you heal, right? Not literally. So this is, you know, having the faith, hope, and trust that we talked about to really dive in and allow yourself to be healed, allow yourself to confront the issues and heal the issues, right? Heal the wounds, embrace the energy, embrace the situation, really dive in, okay? And I think through this process, you're going to emerge from this water not completely changed, but lighter. It's like a lot of this is going to wash away from you. A lot of what we've been carrying, holding on to, carrying with us from the sevens back here, right? Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. That stuff that we've been hanging on to, you're going to be freed from that. That's going to stay in the waters below. You're going to emerge a little bit lighter, you know? So it's like, it kind of is a sacrifice. It kind of is a giving up of these things. The pain, the trauma, the experiences, the memories, what you've been holding on to, you are now going to understand how to let those things go, how to not hold on to them, right? How to allow things to heal and progress, and how to kind of give up that energy. You know, you don't need it. Let's look at the mystery card. I love the Hanged Man energy. Mystery card here, this could be some earth or some air, because that's kind of what we've been lacking here. The earth primarily to show us the way forward in the actual manifestation of this situation, the actual building, right? The actual putting the pieces together on the physical plane. Let's see what we've got. Very interesting. We've got the Death card. Okay. Now, the Death card, interestingly, is the card that represents Scorpio. This is your patron card. This is your, heralding energy card. This is your flag, right? So this is a very auspicious card to get. This is saying that, look, you are exactly right where you're supposed to be. You're right in the perfect time of your life. The energy that you're in is perfect for what you're doing, right? And even though there are ups and downs, even though there is pain and trauma and, some frightening aspects of this energy, you're right where you need to be. Everything is absolutely perfect. The Death card is that rebirth card. It's kind of, it's similar to the Eon or Judgment card. It's similar to the Hanged Man card, right? It's the baptism, it's the rebirth, it's the going down or going within and then emerging new. This is like starting fresh. This is like the result of all of this energy, the result of that pure fire, and the pure water baptism, right, is going to be a complete renewal, a complete like refreshing, a complete, almost like a starting over, but not in the negative way of starting over, right? It's like you're starting fresh. You're starting clean, clean slate, right? Everything has been burned away and washed away, and now you're starting new. You've raised the fields, you've burned the fields down, you've nurtured and replenished the nutrients in the soil, and now it's like untilled earth. It's like virgin earth now. It's never been sown, right? So now you're starting fresh. It's like a rebirth that's the karma has washed away. You know, all the trauma, all of the past has now been dealt with this, especially with this fire and water. Pure fire, pure water with these two. It's really it's a starting fresh in the truest sense of the word, or of the phrase, you know. So this is wonderful. It's not often that we get the patron card for any sign as the confirmation card. This is confirming that now is the time for you to do this thing, whatever it is. You're getting the brightest green light from the universe that we could ever ask for. This is amazing. I almost don't want to do an extended, but I think we'll look at a few more cards just to see if there are any other energies that are kind of in the mix here. If you want to watch the extended, click on the link right here. You can become a member to the channel. You can have access to all of the extended readings. Okay. Anyway, Scorpio, this was your end of February 2023 tarot reading on Dove and Serpent Tarot.